All right, this is Brad Wiseman back here on Inthesport with Chad Ackerman. So here we are again to talk a little bit about college football, once again, Division I programs. And we just talked about the Big Ten a little bit ago. Now let's take a look at the SEC on another part of the country, other side of the country. And let's talk about the programs that exist within the SEC and the quality of football that's being produced out of the SEC.
Well, the SEC is without a doubt the premier college football conference right now. They've claimed the last 6 national championships, as I said before, and right now they're looking just fine as always. Alabama's the #1 ranked team in the country. There is no fan like the Alabama fan. It is an unbelievable fan. The expectations. Alabama is meeting those expectations. They're strongly the #1 team in the country. LSU had a little bit of a downer this weekend. They did win the game. They probably didn't play a lot of their key players. They played a small Townsend State team out of Maryland, and they ended up winning the game by a couple of touchdowns. The score would seem to be more indicative of a closer game. It probably really wasn't, but LSU is just cruising through as well. A couple of things I did notice about the SEC. One thing that jumps out at me, again, a couple of barn burners. What a game between Georgia and Tennessee, a 51-44 game. You don't see that a lot in the SEC. Games like that. We'll talk about another conference another time where you'll see more games like that. But probably the most unbelievable thing is Arkansas. Here's a team that was ranked #8 in the country to start the season, and they end up losing their opening game to University of Louisiana Monroe. Nothing to take away from University of Louisiana Monroe. They've played a couple teams pretty tough this year. Gave a Baylor team all they can handle, as well as, and we know what Baylor's capable of doing, putting up points. But anyway, they lost that game. They lost their starting quarterback, who was, we initially talked about some of the quarterbacks that were, possibly Heisman Trophy winner. They lost their starting quarterback to concussion the first game in the Louisiana Monroe game. He did not play the second game against the #1 ranked Alabama. They took their worst beating ever at home in a shutout. And then this weekend they took another beating, losing like 58-10. This is a team that was ranked 8th to start the season, and now they're 0-3, and have probably been outscored by over 100 points already in 3 games. So it's an amazing story. It also talks about some of the retread stuff that I've talked about in the past with their coach right now, John L. Smith, a guy for some reason has gotten another job opportunity, and he's been nothing short of terrible. He didn't do anything greatly in Michigan State. They let him go eventually. He went to Louisville. He's had chance after chance, and I think Arkansas is really missing their previous regime, and it's kind of sad because I have some really good fans down there, and I have some friends that are big rooters of Arkansas, and they're pretty disappointed. So I would say that would be the big thing with the SEC right now. There'll be a factor, obviously, at the end. I expect Alabama and LSU to be in there all the way through. Georgia's a team that, Georgia is, looking fantastic again. They did claim one of those 6 national championships of the 6. I think Florida's got 2, Alabama's got 2, Florida and Auburn each. Georgia and Auburn each have 1. So, SEC is going to be fine. You don't worry about your conference, you Southern Eastern Conference fans.
So basically what you're saying is that the SEC's got some good football.
Oh, yeah, they know how to play some football down there.
Right on.
And they get the best. They get a lot of demand. Their coaches get the best out of a lot of those players.
When I think of the SEC and I think of just the South in general, I used to work for a guy named Jack Stone. I'd call him up, and this is typical of a Southern, when you think of a Southern football team in the SEC, how they're out there to just get it done. And there's not a whole lot to talk about, you just get it done. And Jack would pick up the phone when I'd call him, and instead of saying, "Hello, how are you?" the first thing I was also be, "Go." He just wanted me to talk. I think it's pretty much. So this is Brad Wiseman again and Chad Ackerman on Inthesport, and we will cover another conference here in a second.